started my education, my childhood education, school and high school from Kolhapur. I grew up with my maternal uncle's joint family, and in those days, education was not so important. But I don't know, I was very much fascinated, and the entire credit goes to my teachers who always used to appreciate my efforts and contribution. So that made me understand the significance of education, not because I'm getting appreciation, but that is the only way I can be a different individual. So I was looking for my own identity. So education provided me that opportunity to be different, to be independent. And during that time, I know my school teachers who were mainly female faculty, female teachers, who inspired me a lot, encouraged me a lot. Then, very interesting story I would like to share with every one of you. That my father was in government job, and we used to travel from one place to another place. So it happened in when I was in sixth standard. It was happened that my school was too far from my home place, and I had to walk almost 7 to 8 kilometers every day to go to school. And that school has very big impact in entire education field of our country, because that school was built by Karmavir Bhaurao Patil. That school is in Aitavde, and I always feel that I had some blessings of Karmavir Bhaurao Patil, and because of that I could travel for at least 2.5 years to go to school. So it was really tough job, because only 2 or 3 girls were in the school, and my parents could have easily stopped me going there, but I never complained. I happily used to go to school, and that is really a very, very important moment in my life. Because, and I always say that if why rural academic institutes or schools in rural areas are important, because of that I'm here now.
to get to this school?
7 kilometers every day, one way,
Each way. So
each
14
way. Yeah,
kilometers.
and I was hardly 11 or 12 years old.
Other kids with
Other
you.
friends were there, but very few, three or four.
My God. Education.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing.
what. That's what. But sometimes I feel we are four brothers and sisters, so maybe attention was not there. Of course, care was there, but they never stopped me doing anything. So that
You
could
flew
be the
under
reason.
the
And
radar.
main force is my mother, because she always used to tell you, study well, otherwise you will have to live a life like me. So that has made a big impact on me. And I used to walk with
Proud now.
clouds, interesting shapes of clouds. And when I was walking, clouds were also walking with me. So I felt like clouds were my company when I was walking.
Memories.
Yeah, that, and walking with dancing and then coming home, that was really very different thing. And then we used to talk to friends about skies, about water, about whales, because lot of whales were there, full of waters. I exactly don't remember what was it centered about, but many times, as much as I know, it was all about superstitions, because that way was like about life, about death, about so many things. So we used to get scared, we used to feel strong, we used to feel God is with us, so no one will do anything to us.
Career.
Yeah, actually, after that, I went to one more school in Sangli. There, backed the scholarship examination. I was first in girls at district level. Then I went to Ratnagiri in Patwardhan High School. I completed my eighth standard. Then, after eight, I got very settled place like Saswad, which is near Pune. So my parents settled there. So I completed my high school in Wagire College, Wagire High School, and then I went to college. That journey is also again interesting, because my father was not. He was very strict person, so he told us not to go to any other colleges. Do whatever you want to do in the college which is very close to our home. So it is really contradictory what I had in sixth standard, because I was like young daughter. So that could be the reason. So I started going to Wagire College, Saswad, and I opted for commerce because there was no
Oh,
science that time. I was so fortunate. In the same year, immediately, college announced that they have got the permission to start science program, junior college program, and I was the first one to get the admission. So I was so I always feel that science program started just for me, because I was so much love in science, and I wanted to do something different. So that was really happiest moment for me. So I moved to science, and science science, and many new teachers were there, so I got a lot of good interaction with my new teachers, young teachers. And from that I actually started loving chemistry, because I had one teacher, Shobha Mahajan, I must, or Patil, I must mention her name. Her meticulous teaching, her journal checking, everything inspired me a lot to chemistry. So that is the first time I started loving chemistry. Then after my 11th, 12th, again same problem was there. My father was not willing to send me for to Pune or other cities for my studies. So again, I continued my education in the same college. That college gave me a lot of platform actually. It's not about only chemistry, because our overall development is also important. You love your subject, but you have to be, when you want to be strong, you should know everything. So started participating in various competitions. I was like I was a group leader for national social service scheme. So I did lot of activities apart from chemistry. So many times my teachers used to chemistry teachers used to tell me, how can you do this, because you are a science student, you should not do this. For science teachers, like doing all other activities like wastage of time. But now I feel, because of all those activities, I'm different today. I Because of all those activities, I'm very sensible, and strong too. So after my BSc, then I joined University of Pune for organic chemistry. That, you can say, a turning point for me to go for research, because that encouraged me a lot for research, because it was very competitive scenario. Unlike my college, in college I was a very bright student, but when I went there, I saw a lot of students coming from different institute, equally bright, equally ambitious. So to sustain in that atmosphere was really big challenge, and that made me different, because then I started doing things which are much better than others. That was because every time I was topper in the school, and suddenly I realized I cannot be topper here, and that made a big impact on me, because I always then wanted to do things differently. I wanted to get appreciation from teachers. So a lot of things did there. One important thing I would like to tell.
yeah.
Yeah. One important thing I would like to tell, that when I started doing my MSc project with Professor Wadia, he's very well-known teacher and researcher in chemistry community. And I saw project books of last 3 4 years, and then I realized same topic I'm doing. Then why I should work on the same type of reagents? I should go for some different reagents. So I, without asking him, on my own only, I started doing different kind of research. So in those times, SciFinder or in Google, nothing was there. So we had to go to NCL Pune, get the abstract books, and then find out which molecular weight, what reactions, and that way I could contribute in a different way. You know, interesting thing, taking Xerox was also very difficult. It was used to cost about 2 to 10 rupees per paper in those. And books are out of,
Just one.
and affording books was out of our range. So it was not at all affordable. So I learned to remember things whatever teacher used to write on the blackboard. Even today I can tell that. So that helped me a lot actually. Now I feel that after reading anything I can remember and reproduce. So that special ability I learned during my master's program. So without books you have to learn things from teacher and write notes and then remember it and reproduce it. So that was really a big thing for me. Without books, without xerox, so we used, and then that helped me to understand chemistry concepts properly, because without concept you cannot reproduce if you don't have books or any material with you. So that was really interesting journey. I wanted to tell you about my project experience, because from there actually I realized that I have very curious mind. And so I started working on some different reagents. We could get results. So my professor was very happy with my results. But he told me important thing what I should do in my life. He said wherever you go, don't show people that you are very smart, because many people don't like that. If you want to show you are smart, so you always listen to your teacher, do whatever that teacher is telling you. Simultaneously, you do what you want to do and show your teacher that I tried both, but I think this is more successful. So that was really not only for chemistry research or my career. I think that was very important lesson for my life. I still live with it. Yeah, I have to be very humble, and I have to, even if I feel I can do it, still I have to respect others' opinions. See, my journey, entire journey is very different, unlike other people. Because after my post graduation I immediately started my teaching career, and I wanted to do PhD. And I that was actually deal between my husband and me. When I got married with him, he has to give me permission to do PhD. But somehow I conceived my baby immediately. When I was 22, 23 years old, I had my baby. So after that, then baby's health, other things, I had to take care of him. So I could not do my PhD. So I was waiting to do PhD, waiting for a good opportunity to work. But somehow I found that there is a very different opinion about women in science, in at least in those days. I went to a national chemical laboratory, met many scientists. I wanted to do research, but somehow I got the same answer from everyone. We don't have lab space. Now we'll inform you whenever we get space. So that I waited for 2 years, but then I realized women, I'm a woman. I'm a married woman. I'm a married woman with a job in my hand, permanent job, and I'm a married woman with baby. So that means I'm not a material for PhD. So somehow I was not really happy with that decision. And my husband was telling me to wait, but I was not ready to wait, because already I waited for 8 to 9 years to do PhD. Because of my all family responsibilities, my job responsibility, I was not able to do it. Then he said, you are if you are not getting anywhere, why don't you apply to IIT Bombay? And then I applied to IIT Bombay. My interview was very vigorous. Almost 24 minutes they interviewed me. And after the interview, chairman of interview committee, he came and he told, we never take teachers for any PhD programs, but you changed our mind. But one important thing I would like to tell you, during entire 45 minutes, none of my IIT Bombay teachers asked about my personal life, my personal responsibilities, or my limitations, or anything. They were just interested in knowing chemistry, what chemistry I know, how much passion I have for my chemistry. So that is really something different about IIT Bombay. So that's why I have special place in my heart for IIT Bombay. Otherwise, I would have not done PhD in my entire life. That journey is very interesting, my PhD journey, and that's what I feel it is very special, and every woman should learn from it. I started going to my PhD program. Being teacher, I could have easily got concession waiver for my courses. But I decided that since I'm doing it after a long time, and there is an opportunity to learn from different teachers, different subjects, so I decided not to miss it. So only for coursework, you won't imagine. So early morning 7:30, I used to take lab in my college, 7:30 to 10:30. Then 11:30, I used to take Volvo. That new expressway started that time. And then I used to reach IIT Bombay around 2:33 for my classes. And
You would
after
take the
class,
Volvo from Pune.
Pune to Mumbai because I was not
Okay.
very comfortable with train
Okay, every day.
every day. And
Oh
then
my God.
evening after 6 o'clock, I used to go to lab, then work in the lab to learn basics skills. And then around 8:30, I used to take dinner in mess, and then I used to come back to Pune. That was very tough time. I used to go to Chembur, then take bus from Chembur, and then come to Pune. So most of the time I reached after 12 o'clock, and no mobile phone, nothing. So on the way there is food plaza. So there I used to stop, and many people used to stop. The intention was to make phone call. PCO was there, so we have to stand. We had to stand in queue and then make a phone call. So only phone call I used to make my husband ki I am now at food mall, and now accordingly you come to pick me up. So then after that I used to get down at Chandani Chowk. Now Chandani Chowk in Pune is like very famous, popular, most happening place. But that time nothing was there. In dark, I was not able to see myself. So most of the time, my husband was very particular. He used to come before I reach. But sometimes it used to happen that I used to reach there, and because he got delayed. So I used to stand in the midnight around 8 or 2 a.m. in the dark alone. So it was really that made me very strong.
And then again at 7:30, you
Yeah,
were back in the
7:30.
lab.
Same. Yeah, same. I did almost for 8 months.
Wow. So you hardly slept in those 8 months.
Yeah, you won't imagine. During that time, I had miscarriage also, and that was very disturbing situation for me. I was about to die. But next day, I went and submitted my assignment because I knew that after this miscarriage, I had to take at least 15 days rest. Then how can I submit my assignment? I will be late for it. So that, with that determination, actually, I started doing my PhD. Once I had miscarriage, that happened in I think March. In October, I conceived my second baby. After that incident, I had a big question in front of me: PhD or baby? My family was telling, since you have to live there alone because it was experimental work. So how you would manage with baby? So you should terminate it. Then I told my husband, if you want me to terminate baby, then I will write on my thesis. This thesis is dedicated to my unborn child to whom I killed for this PhD. Then he said, you are so much emotional, so go ahead, whatever, God will save us. Then fortunately my mother told ki, since you want to do PhD, I will be with you. Don't worry. So my mother was there. So I went for PhD after, means I was doing. I was there, up to ninth month. I was weekly traveling to Pune because my elder son was in Pune. So I was means ninth, almost 11th April till 11 April. I was weekly traveling Mumbai Pune, and I was staying there alone. So a pregnant woman staying in small room alone, nobody would allow. But I did this because I know value of education, and education has power to transform. So I after I went to IIT Bombay when my baby was 2.5 months old, and I started doing my research. I used to work almost 18 hours a day because being a teacher, I got only 3 years sleep. So almost 1 year went into all these things. So I wanted to complete my experimental work in 2 years because I knew that if I can't do that in 2 years, then I won't get my PhD, because it was UGC fellowship. I have to give justice to UGC fellowship. Moreover, it was so important for me to transform my life. So with that determination, I almost work 18 hours a day, and that was like a game-changing point for me, because even today I'm always ready to work. Because when I came back after my degree, it was my PhD degree was very tough journey for me. Lot of things which I cannot tell here, but so many things. It has changed me totally. And then after coming back to college, because I wanted to, actually I went for PhD because I wanted to work in better place, do better science, but it didn't happen. A lot of reasons were there. But when I came to college, I decided, if I college, nothing was there. So if I have to continue with my
And this
PhD.
college is Ashoka University.
No, my college is SP College. I recently joined
Okay.
Ashoka University.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was
SP
a big
college.
college in Pune city, but it college is college. No facilities for research. So that college, I used to work like morning 7 to evening 11 p.m. Nobody used to work like that. The reason behind it, I thought, if I stop doing my research after my PhD, then it would be like that. There is no point in going there. Why did I go to IIT Mumbai? Because so many people sacrificed for my PhD, my family, my parents, my husband, my children. And if I don't do anything after getting that PhD, then it has no meaning. So I tried a lot in initial days, but my PhD was in organometallics, which was one of the toughest subject to work on, because compounds are highly unstable. So here in college, I tried several years. Then I realized that it is very tough to do synthetic chemistry in college. So fortunately, I met Professor Sauropal, who has been my well-wisher, mentor, supporter all the years. He suggested me to move to computational chemistry. So I am like a person who loves making and breaking bonds and see new compounds forming on TLC and separating on columns. So it was really tough for me to do computational chemistry. With a lot of reluctance, I decided to do computational chemistry, because my first love was synthesis. When I started doing with his some PhD students, I started learning, I started doing it. And then I realized it's really interesting thing. I can do a lot of interesting things here. So, in during COVID time, I actually worked independently, like PhD student, to learn all the skills and tools of computational chemistry. And I published my independent paper in Inorganic Chemistry Journal. I got cover page on this. That was really happiest moment for me, because I feel I'm unstoppable and I don't want to stop anywhere, because it's very important to progress and to become independent individual and to inspire people. So after that, I kept on publishing very good journals, which reputed journals, which was actually it's difficult for any college teacher to publish. I never compromised with the quality of my publication, because I always thought, if I compromise with the quality of publication, then people would say, ki, Arey, she has done PhD from IIT Bombay and publishing in such journals. So, like for my alma mater, I never compromised it, because for me, prestige of my alma mater is very important than what I do. So I never compromised. I never thought of doing anything which can disturb, or which are not good for my academic career or as a teacher. So when I think why I'm like this, then I always think, when I was in school, I used to read quotes on walls, and those quotes have made so big impact on me. Ki those were in Marathi, but you can, if you decide, you can take out oil from sand. So that changed me. I always feel nothing is impossible in life if you decide, if you determine, and it's that chemistry has given me a lot. Means my love passion for chemistry is so much that whenever I feel disturbed, depressed, I come to the class, teach my students, I do work in the lab. It's my antidepressant. I also wanted to share you interesting story. In 2016-17, I taught almost 11 hours to my students. Of course, not
Wow.
same students, but two classes. One by one, I used to go give them break and then another class. So one course was spectroscopy, organic spectroscopy, and other course was organometallics. So I enjoy teaching. It's like it's in my blood actually. I love doing science, doing chemistry. Yeah, this is very interesting question. I always like to tell you one Buddha's quote. I always talk wherever I go, I live with that quote. Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. So always, when I want different result, I moved from my college to Ashoka because I want to be different. I want to contribute in differently to science, to chemistry. 16 years myself.
Yeah.
Just be fearless, but be passionate. Same time, you should be very humble and do whatever you feel to do. Don't think about other people, but same time care for them. You should be fearless and unstoppable. Lot of interesting things I have in my mind. That's why I have come to Ashoka, because Ashoka is a university where you can, there is lot of freedom, support, and facilities. So I have a dream that I should have my own company startup, and I should contribute in a different way, make very wonderful molecules for uh, exciting applications. So I want to do lot of things in life. So list is big, and I don't think it will end anywhere because I'm so ambitious. Every time I finish something, I have different plan to do it.
With us?
Yeah, definitely. Over these years, as a teacher, as a researcher, I felt that women are missing a important thing, that networking. We are very poor in networking because of family responsibilities, other responsibilities. We are much behind than men in networking things, and that makes a lot of difference actually. Because for networking and visibility, because networking brings visibility. You people know you when you go to various places, meet people, exchange your thought. That is mainly missed by many women. And I feel that when you are doing something, like even after marriage, before marriage, it's you have to convince your family, because that convincing capacity has to be women have to inculcate. Without that, it's very difficult. And trust, you have to get the trust, because many times everyone appreciates ki your husband supported, but I always ask them ki when you talk about male is supporting female, or husband is supporting wife, you forget the efforts of wife put in to achieve that. So that
Yeah.
has to be well appreciated, because without her motivation, without her support, nothing is impossible. And there are different ways every woman should find out how she can move forward and make her identity, because that identity is very very important in life, because that is the thing you should have in your life. Doesn't matter only chemistry or science. Lot of different ways one can make an impact on society, because that impact is very important.